Welcome back to Ramadan TV. We are discussing a rather serious matter on the show today with brother Suleiman Patel. It's about all of the things we see playing out here in South Africa, not only the flooding, but the riots last year, middle of last year, and the current spate of kidnappings and crimes that just seems to be on the rise. And yes, we do accept the fact that unemployment has played a very huge role in the high levels of crime. But I don't think that we can carry on with this trajectory, because if we do, then as it is, things are very dire in South Africa. It will be completely broken. Suleiman Patel and a few of the people that he's involved in, high-level people looking at high-level solutions regarding situational awareness. Is this the answer? Is this going to create a nation of neurotics who are very panicked and afraid that they're going to be pounced upon any moment now? Or is it about smart thinking and putting smart action into place? And what and where is government involved, their accountability and their role in this situation? And last but not least, the magnanimity of the Muslim community coming out in their droves to assist in every possible way they can. And of course, in this month of Ramadan, the month of the Quran, the month of mercy, the month of blessings, Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us an opportunity to showcase the Muslim strength, just the way the Muslims can come together and to make a meaningful difference. Your thoughts, Suleiman?
So shukran, Julie. Let's just look at the issue of, you talk about being neurotic. It's a reality. One cannot you cannot be, or have an ostrich taking its head, putting it in the sand mentality when you see danger coming, right? We can already see it. That even if you go into a masjid today, and if you're going into a masjid, we know that they're attacking masajids as well, where people are coming in and they know that it's fair game. Come into a masjid, take a couple of firearms out, and you've got cell phones, you've got cars, you've got access to vehicles, you've got access to car keys, and so forth. So the reality is this, that masjid has to now take, and sadly so, but it means we need to be able to take precautions. So that means if you're going to have a masjid that's going to be open gates, anybody can walk in at any particular time. One is not neurotic. You know that it's going to be attacked. So, for example, in the masjid that I go and I pray in, alhamdulillah, they basically close the gates. So, and some people are upset about it, but the reality is this, that you have to take some sort of precautions. For the first time tonight, if we see now in Ramadan, we are putting guards out, physical security guards coming in during the period of Taraweeh to basically make sure that if any incident does happen with armed response, we can have immediate reactions while the people are in there for the safety of individuals. That's not neurotic. That's just being practical and realistic in terms of the intervention. The situational awareness of today, it demands that while you are praying, sadly, that you are going to have somebody that's going to take advantage, okay, while you're in solitude with your Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with your maker, somebody will come and take advantage of that particular situation. So you need to be prepared with regard to that. In your home, it cannot be that you're neurotic if you're not going to be putting an alarm system in, if you're not going to be putting electric fencing in, if you are not going to be putting in the burglar bars in, if you're not going to be living in a gated community today. Why? Because all of those essentially mean you are building additional predictive mechanisms that can basically try and keep the situation of somebody hijacking you or stealing away from you further and further away. And the way to do that is using technology. So even today, you've got surveillance technology. So in my home, for example, I am not neurotic by putting in a ring tone on that side. So every time somebody comes to my gate, whether I'm sitting in my car, whether I'm sitting in my office, whether I'm sitting overseas, I can watch who's at my gate, who's coming in and why. And then I can basically then even talk to them along that particular area remotely. And the technology makes it available today to do it. And how much does this ring cost? Maybe 2,000 Rand, but look at the opportunity that wherever I'm sitting, anybody in the family attached on a mobile phone, automatically a ring comes in, you can see who's at your home, who's at your door, and so forth. So the technology makes it there, and it's not costing you any money, because in your home, the likelihood is you've got a broadband connection, you've got Wi-Fi, and automatically you're just logging onto your particular phone. No additional cost to you, okay? So that essentially means my situational awareness is I'm essentially, tying my camel. We've always been told, tie your camel and then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to look after it. Don't basically leave the camel in the middle of the road and say, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala look after it. It will not happen. So you need to take these precautions. So from a safety point of view, you need to look at it individually and say, if I'm a potential businessman, am I a kidnapping target? Today, the answer is you'll see many wealthy businessmen in the country today, or many individuals like us. You don't drive fancy cars. You don't buy fancy cars because you're going to be a target. Sit in a Mazda CX-3. It's doing the same thing. It gives you everything a Mercedes C-Class can do. But you are not going to be a particular target. So don't show yourself up as a particular target unnecessarily, because the threat of the eye, unfortunately, is there. Yes, everybody would want to drive the best S63 Mercedes or a BMW 7 Series. But when you put that and you drive that, you're automatically creating yourself as a threat alert. Okay, because somebody out there is going to basically come and say, here's a potential target that you're coming in. And the person that's coming in and giving you that information could be sitting right next to you in your masjid. He could be making salah next to you. He's the guy that's giving information to that network and that mafioso network and that network of criminals. And he could be sitting there reading salah next to you and giving information. Here's a potential target. Here's a potential target. Because all of these people are gathering information. Those criminal targets, they don't know. They don't have the sophistication of knowing who the individuals are. That information is coming in from various sources that they've got in each and every single community, that's a potential person, that's a potential person. They're already marking you and earmarking you and understanding who you are, and they're checking you out. They're doing it, We all watch The Italian Job. We all watch all these different type of movies. We all watch the Jason Bourne movies. We know that this is what is essentially happening today, that this is how they can get you wherever you are in the world. In the US, if they can basically kill a person in Afghanistan or Iraq using a button and somebody sitting remotely, that's situational awareness to kill somebody, right? So the reality is this, or to murder somebody. So we know that with the sophistication of technology, it can be done. So that means we need to be able to be fully aware. Now, when it comes down to the issue of the floods in KZN, and if you see the substation burning in El Dorado Park, where there's no electricity and there's no water, when you look at it, that there's multiple failures that came to that. Where were the risk mitigation strategies? What happened in terms of risk mitigating that if the conduits that were bringing in the water came down under flood? What happens in terms of the disaster recovery planning? That means there was a failure of disaster recovery planning. There was a failure of business continuity planning. So when you look at this, it is shocking, because when you see this type of crisis happening, it's a concatenation of multiple facts and multiple issues that happens at the same time that brought about this. So when you're taking key point infrastructure like water, you're taking key point infrastructure like electricity, you're taking key information, you are saying that all of this technology is supposed to be there, and we're doing it, and this technology is there. There is no doubt in my mind that if you take geographical information systems, the state has that. The state has got some of the most advanced systems in there. The problem that we have is that if you basically have a Ferrari and you have a learner driver behind it, it's going to crash at high speed. If we don't have the guys that are trained up, that understand this technology, how to use it, how to get the best of it, it's going to be useless. So if you are not going to be able to control that powerful V8 engine while you're sitting in that Ferrari, we know it's going to crash. So the question is that has there been a problem in terms of skill set? Has there been a problem on training? Has there been a problem on being able to understand the perception? Has there been a problem being done in terms of saying, what is the impact study in terms of risk mitigation that needs to happen in this? So when you look at this, what we see now, it's multiple failures that have basically happened. And sadly, it has caused the cost of life.
Okay.
And that, unfortunately, is the key issue that we have to deal with. Julie?
Unfortunately, yes, and that's where we have to leave it. We've come to the end of the show, and just very quickly, in a minute or two, your thoughts on how Muslims have responded to the carnage that we've seen around us regarding post the floods, obviously.
Alhamdulillah, the one thing that we basically have is we've got a very, very giving community. And we've got a community that basically rallies to the cause, for anybody. And this is the sad part about many individuals, that they very, very critically try and paint Muslims and the Islamophobia comments with regard to this. But when it comes down to the crunch, our guys don't care. As long as you're a living soul and breathing soul, and our religion teaches us that do not go to bed without knowing that your neighbor is not fed. That's the reality of us, and that is where the beauty of Islam and where the beauty of brotherhood and sisterhood comes in Islam. And shukran jazeelan to every single one of those individuals that are going out there taking the extra mile to do this. Sending water from Joburg to KZN just shows the love and the mercy that every single individual has. And may the Almighty bless us and bless this country, and more importantly, give us the ability to be able to empower us so that we can have complete situational awareness to prevent these type of mishaps again, Julie.
Inshallah, Ameen. Shukran so very much for your thoughts on something called situational awareness. Let's all start being very, very aware of our homes, our surroundings. Let's mitigate disasters. Let's mitigate the fact that we might be pounced upon, either kidnapped or also invaded in our homes and our businesses. And to the rest of the Muslim Ummah here in South Africa, keep on doing what you're doing, digging really deep into your pockets and into your hearts and making a very, very meaningful difference. Let the world see what we're all about. We are Muslim, we are loving, we are caring, we show empathy, and we are there to help regardless color, creed or nationality. We are people of love, and let people see what we're all about. Suleiman Patel, thank you for your thoughts on this matter, and let us all become situationally aware. Let us protect ourselves. Have a wonderful, wonderful Eid, and obviously stay safe. Stay safe on the roads as well. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with us every step of the way. Till the next time, Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz from everyone here at Ramadan TV.